Hey, what's up, everybody? Pen here, and wow, you guys are getting two videos in one day. Special treat. So, check this out. This is going to be my follow-up video to PlayStation Now on PC. So, I did a live stream um, showcasing my first impressions and what I thought about the service on PC, and I will link that live stream in the description. Now, this is going to be going over the good and the bad, and this needed to have a dedicated video so that I can do the speed test, showcase the games, not every game, because at the time of this video, it's at least 800 plus titles on PlayStation Now as a subscription service. And it is literally impossible for me to showcase all the games. I'm going to showcase the games that I'm interested in playing. Maybe some fighters, some shooters, some arcade stuff, some racing, just the light stuff, just to showcase the streaming. And also, I wanted to do a recording of it and not a live stream for the gaming part because I wanted it to be solely based on my internet connection without on top of it being with a live stream. So this is PlayStation Now on PC. So you have to download the PlayStation Now PC application, and this is a fair idea what it looks like. Now, you can use a Xbox One, Xbox Series S, Series X wireless controller. It's going to Bluetooth just fine, and it's going to work in controller mode with this application. But in order to use a PlayStation 3 or a PlayStation 4 controller, those need to be wired. So you can Bluetooth and use it for some reason. It just doesn't work on PC. The PlayStation controllers have to be wired, but the Xbox controller does not. You can do wireless Bluetooth and you can use the service just fine. What's cool about it is that you can save your game progress on the cloud and you can continue playing on any Windows PC or PlayStation 4. So you can travel with this. So as long as you have a laptop, if you're traveling and you have a stable and decent internet connection, you can play your games from the cloud, from anywhere in the world. So that's also a pretty nice way to go about it as well. So another plus with this, and I'm going to be getting into the cons later. Another plus with this is that all the games that you are playing across PlayStation 3 and PS4, because this game service does include online capability, it doesn't require an additional fee of PlayStation Plus in order to access the online servers. Meaning that what you pay here, it all becomes a part of the package. There's no additional paywall fee. So as simple as this, you install the PlayStation Now app right here, and all links would be in the description. You connect your preferred controller, Xbox, PS3, PS4. Notice that games that require the DualShock 4 controller, and it will let you know via pop-up, you're going to have to use the PS4 controller to play certain PS4 games. And then you see here, you can play on PC, PS5, and PS4. Those are your current options. Stream games on PC, save your progress, and continue playing on any Windows PC or PlayStation console that you sign in on. So, from what they're marketing and showing on the website, it seems to be an excellent value for those of you that want to have like an all-in-one PlayStation experience on your PC via streaming. Okay, so I'm going to get into it here. These are the minimum requirements. Feel free to pause the video in case you want to look at this. But any modern day PC or laptop is going to have these specs at the bare minimum. So please keep that in mind. Okay, so now I'm going to exit out of the browser like that. And I'm going to bring up my speed test app that I downloaded from the Windows Store, and it's speed test. And I'm going to Press the home. So I have Comcast / Xfinity. I have the regular gigabit tier grade internet. So essentially, um, that's 1,000+ download and about 42 up. But because of the overhead and the limitations of the motherboard, I'm only going to be getting up to 940 or 950 on PC. So I have an 8 ping. I'm just showing you the speed test, and I'm going to run a couple of them at least. So we see here that I am getting 946 down, and it's going to be about 42 up. We can just round that number up. Okay, so I have an 8 ping, 946 download, and 42 up. I'm going to run another speed test so you guys can get an idea of what my speeds are going into me playing the game. This time I have a 9 ms ping. The lower the ping, the better the latency. Now, there's also some other factors when we're talking about streaming games from the cloud, but overall, the closer you are to their servers, the better your internet. In theory, you should get the best possible experience. So these numbers are accurate. Okay, so those are my speed test results. Now, the reason why I showed that is just to prove that, oh, the reason why it may mess up is because this person has bad internet or pin has bad connection. No, I have a very, very nice connection. I'm hardwired on my PC, and that is a very important factor when we are discussing cloud streaming. Okay, so I'm going to open the PlayStation Now application on my computer, and I'm going to find my Xbox controller. There's my GeForce pop-up. Okay, so on my Windows 10 PC, if I right click on the PlayStation Now icon on my desktop here, we have something called graphic settings, and these two has to be ticked. So my GPU is the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1080 Ti. So there's something called optimized app performance, where it uses the hardware accelerated rendering for smoother operation, and then optimize the game stream, uses the GPU to upscale the game resolution to maximum quality, requires hardware accelerated rendering. So both of these options have to be checked. So what it's doing is that when it's streaming from my internet, it's also using my GTX 1080 Ti to upscale the game to my monitor. So I have a LG gaming monitor, G-Sync 1440p at 144 hertz. And during my previous testing, I'm getting let me cancel that. No, I don't want to start a game. Okay, there we go. Let me go back, and I'm gonna go into controller mode. So to use controller mode, up here, once you have your Bluetooth or your PS3 and PS4 directly connected, there's gonna be a computer icon with a game controller. It says click to use controller. I'm gonna click on that one time, and then it's gonna reboot momentarily, and then I'm now in controller mode where I have a zoomed in UI, and we just have essentially these square game boxes where you can just scroll down, and these are the titles. So eventually I want to jump into some games here. I have my play history. I've tried out Dead or Alive, ran pretty well. Team Sonic Racing, second time out, ran better than the first time. And Power Rangers has some latency issues, but is it playable? Yes. But for competitive play, for the best possible experience, local would be the ideal situation. And I am going to be honest with you guys on that. So As you can see, I'm just scrolling through the user interface so that you can get an idea of what to expect when you are using PlayStation Now on PC. And what I'm going to be using it for is these Japanese treasures, PlayStation exclusives, and just some arcades and some quick, racing games and things like that. It has value just for me looking at it. Now, while I'm in the game and I'm going through all the alphabet that they have on the service, so I'm going to go all the way back up. And remember, this is a service that has reportedly over 800 plus titles, and it is $10 a month. And I forgot to show the pricing in this video, but it's basically like 25 for 3 months, 60 for a year, and $10 a month on PC. So I'm going to get into some Dead or Alive 5 last round. So I'm going to start that up here. And I may have to turn down the audio. And sometimes it can be a little glitchy where it wouldn't show the start menu plus the game title. And you can scroll down and see some screenshots. Not every game on PlayStation Now is going to have this capability, but this is a PS4 title, so I am expecting that. I'm going to click on it like that one time, and it's going to give me this pop-up. It's going to give me this pop-up, and it's saying that it's best experience with a DualShock 4. Some games require a touchpad, and then it's saying how I can access the PlayStation Now menu on my computer, and it's currently preparing my game. So as you can see, it's signing me in to PSN. Imagine like a remote play of your PlayStation 4. So when it showed that animation where it's signing me in to PSN, that's basically the PlayStation 4 animation. And this is Dead or Alive 5 running from the cloud on my PC with PlayStation Now. So right now, let me do something here. Let me do sound. Sound is off. I'm going to see what's going on with the sound here. Uh, let's see. No, sounds are working as expected. I'll figure out the sound issue a little later. Okay, I'm gonna have to momentarily pause the video. Apparently, there's some strange audio issue. I'm guessing it's because I got OBS up, and with Ear Trumpet, I guess there's some compatibility. So I'll have to figure that out by the next video or live stream. So I'm going to get into some Dead or Alive. I'm going to start that. So some games start quicker than others. Just want to prepare the game for cloud streaming. And for the best experience for games that require DualShock 4, you have to use a PlayStation 4 controller. And I recommend that you hardwire your computer or your laptop while you are playing this service over the cloud, because that's going to give you the best possible experience because it's already cloud streaming. So you're dealing with latency issues and input delay by default. Whether you recognize those input delays or not, you are still experiencing that. If you play the same game on the cloud versus locally, you're going to have a overall better experience locally because there's going to be minimum input delay. versus streaming over the cloud. So I'm going to press any button here, and I'm going to get into training just to show you guys. And the picture quality, now this is a PlayStation 4 game, so I think the quality for PlayStation Now on PC is limited. And I'm going to bring up my MSI Afterburner stats. So you see in the upper left hand corner of the screen, the OGL is reporting that this is a locked 60 frames. Now, the resolution is tied to 720p, unfortunately, because I'm pretty sure the PlayStation 4 version, rather it's a physical disc or a digital download, runs at a higher resolution. But this is something that PlayStation is just going to have to fix in the future. So I'm going to just go with some basic characters. Haven't played Dead or Alive in quite a while, actually. And you see it's going to fluctuate, but once we're in game, we should have a locked 60 experience for smoother gameplay. So far, so here's the bad. Well, no, I'll do the good as far as gameplay. The good as far as gameplay is that it's not that much unplayable to where you can't feel like you can't enjoy the story mode or just the game. It's pretty accurate when it comes to me pressing the buttons. But the time that I'm pressing the buttons versus the actions on screen, there is a delay. Is it a significant delay? No, it's not a significant delay, but there is a delay. And you can probably hear me button smashing on my controller at the moment. So this is Dead or Alive, and this is just me performing just the basic combos out the box. I'm not looking up no combo history or no move sets or anything like that. I'm just playing based on how I remember playing on the console. So graphics are decent for cloud streaming. Don't expect the best. Is it playable? Yes, it's playable. And your playability and what you can tolerate, that's going to depend on what title that you're going to be playing on PlayStation Now. And obviously, I haven't tested every single title because, once again, it's over 800 games in this service. So I'm not going to be doing a 800 games test. I'm just giving you my thoughts and my opinions as I'm playing the service. So right now, we're not seeing any type of pixelation occurring because I did experience that on Sonic, and it says searching for opponents. So even while I'm training, it's going to be looking for opponents that I can play with online. So I think for this video, showcasing two games would be sufficient. Um, and there was a bit of a lag spike there, a little bit of delay. But for most people, based on my testing experience as of right now, doing this video recording it, for most people, this should be sufficient. Not everybody, I understand that not everybody cares about graphics and the highest frame rate and the lowest amount of input delay. People just want to be able to have fun, go into a cloud gaming service, just pick up and play, and have like a Netflix for games. And I completely understand that. This is a luxury service for those of you that understand it, and this is the ultimate convenience. If you are a PlayStation fan, gamer, if you want something that Xbox Game Pass cannot provide you, if we're not talking about pirating or obtaining gains not the legal way, then this is a total viable option for PC gamers that wants to test what PlayStation Library has to offer. This is a viable option. The reason why I say it's bad, and in my previous video I stated that, my live show, I say it's bad because you can't download the games onto your actual computer, but it has that ability on PlayStation 4 and 5. So PlayStation Now as a service is going to be better on PlayStation consoles because you have the ability to download titles and stream. When it comes to PlayStation Now on PC, you're only limited to streaming. And I compared it against Game Pass. Game Pass gives you the option to stream and do downloadable titles. So that's something that PlayStation has to work on. And I'm not going to go back on that statement. And PlayStation Now is bad because of that. It is also bad because pixelation can occur. But the pixelation isn't consistent. Okay, so I'm going to back out. I'm going to go to the main menu. So I'm going to exit this game and I'm going to close it. And that may be a game I entertain playing the story mode of because that particular title was pretty responsive to my inputs. Of course, I noticed a delay, but now I'm going to get into Team Sonic Racing. And the reason why you're seeing this follow up video, the good and the bad, is because I wanted to showcase my speed tests and what I'm actually experiencing from the cloud on video. And I do have plans to live stream this also to showcase using my internet more on top of the cloud, just so anybody that want to get into cloud streaming with PlayStation Now, you would typically know what to expect from a setup like mine. So this is Team Sonic Racing. And this is my third time playing this title. And I think it's good. This service is also good for catching up on PlayStation exclusives that you did not get a chance to play when you own the PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation 4. If you do not want to hook those consoles back up, if you no longer own those consoles, or if you simply don't want to go out and buy some more of them, if you have a PC or a laptop, you can play PlayStation Library on your computer via the cloud. That's another convenience or a pro to this service. I'm going to go to local play and I'm going to go for expedition race. I'm going to go standard race. Wait, let me make sure. Yep. I'm going to pick a different board this time around. Casino Park. Let's try silver. If you guys are enjoying this content so far on the channel, please hit the thumbs up and share the video because I'm trying to provide you service. The pause again. Food order. Okay, so Sonic Team Racing. I want to resume this. All right. So for those of you that are tuning in or you're watching a replay, this is cloud streaming through PlayStation Now. So we're going to be testing this out for this Sonic game. I'm in dead last. I do like the design of this board though, this level of the game. It's pretty cool. And I don't come by, if I come in last place, it is what it is. Just want to showcase this game. So we do have a little bit of judder and stutter, of certain motions. When there's a lot of things going on screen, It does its best to maintain the stream resolution quality. As you can see in the upper left hand corner, it's not at lock 60. It's sort of locked at 58 frames per second. It'll fluctuate between 60 and 56, 57, 58. Just depends on what's going on in the game. So it's not a locked 60 stable experience. But I will say, so far in my testing of this third go around for Sonic Team Racing, that it is a rather consistent experience. I'm not seeing hardly any pixelation. Uh, the stutter or the judder that does occur is not bothering me as it once did on the first tryout. And overall, it's a stable image. It's not perfectly clear. The clarity is downgraded because of the service, and this title was most likely 720p or maybe 1080. I have to figure out how to get the audio back if I'm going to be live streaming this service. So that'd be something I'll figure out, and it just may be a OBS thing. Because every other time I play with this service, it's been without me recording. It's just been me streaming. So got these roadblocks. All right, so I think this is the final go around. I'm just showcasing. As you know, this doesn't take a beast of a computer to run. I mean, considering that you can run this on a Core i3, I mean, that just lets you know that it's not really about the specs. It's about your network at the end of the day and how close you are to the server. Whether you're hardwired, you're playing on Wi-Fi. Certainly, if your laptop or PC has a Wi-Fi 6 card or network in it, you're going to get a boost of performance over Wi-Fi 5. But the best possible solution is to just be hardwired, especially when you're doing cloud streaming. And I'm all over the place. And that's really due to the input delay and the latency of the server. Is it the best possible solution? No. Is it fun? Pick up and play? Yes. Is it ideal when you don't have the actual hardware? Yes, it's ideal. Should you be hardwired? Yes. So I'm going to back out. Showcasing all the winners. I'm going to quit it, and I'm going to back out of the game, and I'm going to close it. So they have something called Indie Spotlight. So for those of you that are in the indie titles, they have something for everybody on this service. Rather you're into the AAA games, the third party games, second party, or even the first party that PlayStation has to offer on their library with this service, you're going to be covered on all bases with PlayStation Now. Now, the thing with PlayStation Now is that you're not able to download any of the titles on PC with the service. The resolution is going to be iffy at best. You're going to be getting 720p mostly across all the titles, even on the PS4 games. You're going to be getting either a 30 or a 60 FPS game experience. And for most PC players, 30 FPS is pretty much a deal breaker since they're used to the high frame rates gaming on PC. Um, and some people may think that it being locked down to 720p may be a deal breaker, but it is using your GPU to upscale the game to your native monitor's resolution. So you're getting an upscale experience at pretty stable slash decent performances, and overall, this is a luxury service. 800 plus titles is convenience, but it does have some trade-offs. You want to be sacrificing quality, you want to be sacrificing latency, overall performance, and everything, and all the additional bells and whistles. So, although there are very much pros with PlayStation Now, there are also cons as well that you may have to consider before you decide to purchase the service or even entertain it for a long term. So, I just want to be able to make that clear on this video. And I'm just going through like this section right here, these Japanese treasures. You got some classics in here. These Sonic titles and things like that. I can very much see myself playing these. Um, Not so much at Metal Gear because I already beat that game, but Virtual Fighter, Yakuza, the PlayStation exclusives. If you want to go back and play through Ratchet and Clank or Resistance or Infamous, even The Last of Us or Killzone titles, you can do that. You have the ability to do that. Sly Cooper, the God of Wars, Beyond Two Souls, so it's a few of these titles that's in here that I may want to play on PlayStation Now because I want to have everything on my PC. If I do decide to get a console or hook up a console to my setup, it's going to be the PlayStation 5. So, what I'm communicating to you is that it's not 100% bad. There are definitely some good things about this service. Some will say great things, but there are some bad things about the service. And then I have listed those in this video. Input latency, overall quality, performance, pixelation at times, pros, convenience, 800 plus titles, more games than Game Pass, have a wider variety than Game Pass, but on PC, you're pigeonholed to streaming. But if you want a Netflix for games, this is really for you. Okay? So remember, a pricing structure for this is $10 a month, 25 for 3 months, and then 60 for a year. And you can find all that information on the PlayStation website also for PlayStation Now, which I will also link in the description and link in the chat if need be. They got beat 'em ups, so if you're into fighters, the service has fighters also. And I believe it has more fighters than Game Pass. So, and this is when we get to the alphabet and when it comes to all the games. So, there's plenty of games to try out and play. If you just want to do some serious gaming, casually, hardcore, PlayStation Now is the service to do it for those of you that are looking for a supplement to your consoles or your PC local hardware, or if you're looking to have cloud gaming be the main thing in your setup. And PlayStation Now has the games to deliver if you're really into cloud gaming. If this is your thing, if this is what you want to get into, this is the service that I would recommend. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments or feel free to email me. And be on the lookout for more content from my channel. I have some interesting live shows coming up. Thank you for watching and peace out.